Welcome to another unboxing video. Today we have a special treat. We're going to be opening up this massive box, Struggle of Empires Deluxe Edition by Mark Wallace. This is the recent reprint version that was kickstarted and has been delivered to backers just a short while back. So I still have not obviously seen what's inside. It's still in shrink. We'll open it up, have a look at what's inside. We'll also take a quick look at the coins that came with these. So let's find out what's inside. All right, so this is the box laid out. As you can see, it covers up quite a bit of real estate. It is quite a decently sized box, both in terms of length as well as thickness, so something you can display proudly on your shelf, assuming you have the real estate to put it on, because it is going to take up a bit of space. But it is similar in size to a lot of the other Eagle Gryphon games you would have seen, such as Lisboa and On Mars and so on. So if you have a sense of what the size of those boxes look like, you have a pretty good understanding of what the size of this box is like as well. So as you can see on the front, it is a bit of a clean design. There's some nice artwork going on. Now I have not seen the older version in person, so I cannot make a direct comparison to it. So most of my comments will be limited to this version itself. I do like the look of the front cover over here, and going on to the back, you can see it is there is quite a little bit of text going on, but it also lays out all the different components you expect to sort of like find in the box when you open it up. Gives you a quick look at what the game will look like once it's laid out in front of you as well. Generally, I am happy with the look of the game. It's there's not a lot of artistic flourishes that you might find with a lot of other games, but it's a nice clean look, and it is attractive looking. The game itself, in case you're wondering, plays in about 180 to 240 minutes. So you're looking at 3 to 4 hours of game time. I'm not sure how accurate that is, but at some point, hopefully I will have the chance to find out. It plays between 2 to 7 players, so it does go up quite high in terms of player count, but I would assume that may be one of the factors that goes into how long the game runs into. And of course, it is published by Eagle Gryphon Games. So let's open up the box and find out what's inside. We'll put the coins to the side and we'll have a look at this near the end. All right. As we go through the video, I'll maybe from time to time move some things on off to the side. That way we can make space for displaying a lot of these items up front here. So, I do have to say I like the look of this. Now the shrink wrap has come off. There is a certain, it's not exactly a matte finish, but it does give you a very attractive looking dark blue color vibe. So it's the color palette is definitely attractive on this one. Once you're looking at it directly and not through a shrink wrapper. So we'll open it up. First off, quick catalog for all the other Eagle Gryphon games you can expect to find. We'll put that to the side. And of course, the rule book, one of the first items you may often expect to find in boxes. Starting off, we have the table of contents, introduction, overview of gameplay. Again, I have not seen the contents of this box before, so you and I will be discovering what's inside together. So over here you've got laid out all the different components you can expect to see in the game. So I'm guessing there's going to be quite a bit of wooden pieces as well as cardboard tokens. I am interested to see how large the board is, so we'll see that when we get to it. This is the look of the game board. This is where you can see the game setup. Again, I like it when the setup includes the items laid out in front with specific numbers on that you can then reference in the game setup, and it does look like they have followed that process here. Game concept. So looks like you may need to get familiar with some of the basic concepts of the game before you go into the actual gameplay or the game rules themselves. And here's where we start talking about the sequence of play. There's not a lot of artwork on a lot of these pages, other than when we had a look at the setup earlier on. And just given the size of the rule book and what I know by reputation about the game, there probably is going to be a lot of rules going on that you may need to be comfortable with. I don't know exactly how complex it might be, but just judging by the look of the rule book, there does seem to be some stuff going on. And then explanation of the different tiles, which is always useful. You may have a sense of the general icon, but it's always convenient when these are laid out and they're explained individually. So it looks like that's covered here as well. End of war. So we've actually gone through the rules in all of this. Their actions, and then you have the different actions: move, navy movement, army movement, distant sea movement. There's a lot of stuff going on. Nice. And then at the very back, strategy guide. So maybe just a quick, if you're playing your first game, this might be useful to quickly go through, as it might give you a sense on what may or may not work in the game itself. I assume that's what it is, but it does seem to be a very small section. And then of course you have the credits for the game itself. So that's the rule book. Next up we have the cardboard tokens. And I do have to say, based on what you might expect for an Eagle Griffin production, these do seem to be fairly thick, so I'm expecting these quality for these tokens to be pretty good. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with these. So these are thick. They punch out fairly easily. And just based on the thickness, these hopefully will last long. The artwork on some of these is okay. So might need to have a look at this in more detail later on, but it does seem to be, there's quite a bit of text on the tiles going on, so some reading or observation at least might be involved as you're playing the game and going through this. A similar cardboard stack as the first one. Over here, 1, 2, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So these might be, I don't know, initiative markers or player markers or turn order markers as you go through it. Nice. So those are the cardboard tokens. We'll now move these to the side to make space. And before we go on to the board itself, because that's what this is. We'll maybe have a quick look at what these are. Let's bring these out. So, what do we have? This looks like some sort of a small board that you might have on the side of the main board itself. Neutral region markers, so you may be putting down markers on this over the course of the game. I will note that it is double-sided, and it does give you a quick board setup instructions over here as well, so that's interesting. It's yeah, we'll probably need to go through the rules to figure out exactly what it does, but that's the first one you have there. Now, these might be individual player boards, and these are for different nations, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if you're playing a 7-player game, chances are you're probably going to be using all of these, or choosing them if you're playing with lesser players, lesser count of players. So we'll have a look at the Spain as an example. So it gives you sort of like the actions that you can take. So it's it almost feels like a reference card, but again, you have these things at the side, which tells me that maybe you might be putting out those cardboard tokens that we had to look at earlier on the side over here. And then on the back, again, it's utilizing both sides of the board so far. It looks like that you have a description of some of the tiles that you might be seeing in the game as well. So nice. Now, is it asymmetrical? I'm not sure. They might be the same. The build 1 unit seems to be the same. 2 units, 3 taxation, tactic tiles. Yeah, so far, other than the fact that these carry different names and different symbols, they do seem to be identical in terms of function. So it might just be that you're picking one based on, you know, the country that you might favor, or the color you might favor, and the same can be found on the others as well. So there you go. 7 boards with 7 nations you can pick, and just in case you're curious, you have France, Spain, United Provinces, Austria, England, Prussia, Russia. Nice. Now we'll have a look at the game board, and to do this I will move this off to the side so that we can maybe give it a chance to stretch its legs and see what it does. Alright, so decent length, decent width. I don't know if you can pick up all of it on the camera or not. We'll figure that out later on. But so this is a quick map of, I'm looking at Europe over here, East Indies, India, Africa, a little bit of North America, South America. So it's not a full map of the globe, but you do seem to have a lot of the regions covered at this point. You do seem to have a quick overview. This might be sort of like, you know, the turn order that you're following as you move along the game. They do seem to be numbered from 1 to 6. This might be, and again, I'll move this to the side in case you cannot see it, but this might be the victory point track on the side over here, going from 1 to 100. So something you can keep a track of. There are markers on this side as well as I don't know if you can make it out or not. There's some background watermarks, and it looks like there might be tiles that get placed out here, either during the course of the game or at setup itself. So the board is a decent size. It's not a small board. You're going to need some footprint to be able to fit it. But if you're looking for a nice meaty game, this will give you the table presence you need to make it exciting and a bit of an epic event. Nice. And we'll have let's flip it over and look at the other side as well, very quickly. So there's just some nice, pleasant artwork on the back, nothing extraordinary, but it's not your bland black background that you might find with a lot of the boards. Cool. So we'll put this to the side, and I'll get the remaining components and we'll bring it out in a second. So, and now we'll have a quick look at the rest of the box, now that we've looked at the cardboard pieces as well as the board itself. So, there is a nice insert going on over here, and there is a cover for the insert as well. So to get to the rest of the components, you need to take this off. As anybody will tell you, this is definitely something that you would appreciate, especially if you're somebody who may not necessarily be putting their boards out horizontally, because things move around on the inside. Even if you have nice little insert containers, obviously, as you may know, things do move around. So it is nice to have this that you can cover it up with. That will hopefully ensure that everything's locked in and stays in place. So once you take that off, it looks like we're greeted with 2 different packs. These might be things that you're putting certain tokens or markers in, and then maybe pulling them out. It is obviously not divided by players because you have only 2 of them, and they are colored differently, so perhaps the function might be different for both of these. Just to give you a sense of the size of this itself, it is a little bit bigger than the size of your hand. There is the logo for Struggle of Empires right on top of it. The color for both of these, I'm not sure I'm a huge fan, but again, it's not a big deal. It's just a bag, serves its purpose. Quality does seem to be decent though. Yeah, quality is not bad. So we'll put these to the side. Now, what else do we have? Let's start with the dice. So we're looking at some standard D6s, it seems. So we're looking at 4 red D6s and 4 white D6s. And these two are unique, so we'll put the D6s to the side for now. These are green in color. So you have sides that give you what looks like a tick mark. Other symbols, obviously I cannot tell you yet what they mean, but obviously the tick mark is repeated, as you can see, on 4 of the sides, and then the others, well, more than 4 actually, and then the other, there's just 2 other, so there's that. And this seems to be identical, so these are effectively the same dice, times 2 basically. But they are nice, they do feel nice. It is not quite as rounded on the edges, but hopefully that's not going to be a big problem, because they do seem to be of decent quality and should be fine. These 4s are regular D6s. The edges on these ones are a little bit rounder, but other than that, fairly standard. Now what do we have here? Let's open it up. There's a lot of bags, as you can see, so we'll quickly go through those before we get to the coins. So let's keep marching on. All right. So there's a few different things in here. So these look to be, these are silk printed. These look to be ships in different flare colors. So as you can see, these are printed on both sides. They are decent looking, obviously much better than just having plain vanilla wooden pieces floating around. So that's your ship. These seem to be dudes in all of the different architects, in all of the different 7 colors. They seem to be, well, not exactly identical. The artwork is a little different, or are they? Maybe not. They're just different on the 2 sides. So obviously you can see here, this dude is carrying a gun, and then nothing over here. The others are similar to that, except of course the pieces are of a different color. So clear pieces of sorts. And then these seem to be markers. Printed on just the one side. I don't know if you can make that out or not. And the back is blank. So a lot of wood, a lot of wooden pieces. Yeah. So you know what? I'm not going to go through all of these individually, but I'll just quickly give you a sense of what you have. So again, these are by player. These are regular cylinders, by player color as well, by the look of things. More tokens and more tokens, and more head-shaped figures, again by player color. More cylinders. This we'll maybe have a quick look at. So some sort of a, I don't know if this is a first player marker or what it is, but it is a decent size. Then you have the fist on the power symbol. There's a number 3 printed at the center of it. I don't know if you can make it out or not. Skulls with the number 1 printed on it. And then what seem to be 2 cylinders of different sizes. Alright, next bag. Oh, there's a lot of these. Alright, so wooden bits, obviously of the same color. These are identical. Silk printed as well. These actually might be again by player colors, it seems. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these. So there you go. So these might actually be by player colors. Nice little hammer. So you know, if you want to play maybe something like Tiny Town and you're looking for a hammer, there you go. You can find it in the box of this one. Might be the first play marker or something else. I'm not sure what purpose it serves here, but obviously we'll find out at some point. More wooden bits. again, it seems like these are by player colors. There's 7 of these, and these are all identical. So some sort of markers would be my assumption. And these are again silk printed using the emblem of the different nations in question. So that's a nice little touch. If you remember the logos we had a look at on the player boards, those are silk printed on these. More ships. Because you're saving the word, you can't do it just with just one. So these are identical to the ships we had a look at earlier, split out by different colors. Whoa, and these are cubes that we had a look at earlier on. Again, by player colors. So yeah, so there's a lot of wooden components obviously to keep track of. I can imagine having an insert like this where you can sort it out might make organization for sure, and then obviously set up and set down a little bit easier for the game itself. So that's the stuff that comes in the box itself. We'll have a quick look at the coins we had set aside. So I'll move this to the side for now. The last piece I quickly want to walk you guys through are these metal coins that came with the game as well. They were an add-on and probably would not be part of the regular retail version of the game if you were to pick it up, but you may be able to buy it separately. These come in the denominations of 5s and 1s, and they came in 2 separate bags. There's a lot more of these 1s versus the 5. My general impression of these are the color looks very attractive, the design on it is very attractive. The 5-1 comes with a sort of like some sort of an artwork similar to a compass map on the back, whereas the 1 comes with artwork for a crown symbol at the back as well. They have a nice tactile feel. It's sort of like, you know, you're looking to move them around and play with them. They feel nice, they look nice, and they're a great addition to the game. Thanks everyone for joining for this unboxing video. As you can see, it looks like a bit of a battleground here right now, because there's a lot of stuff that we took out, had a look at, so they're all over the place. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. And that's the unboxing for Struggles of Empire. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.